intervention is actually destroying people's lives and livelihood as well. And I don't think it needs another government policy for Aboriginal people to move forward.
We're here in front of the Alice Springs Centrelink office where members of the Intervention Rollback Working Group and Bandua Division are taking surveys and questionnaires with Aboriginal Centrelink clients, asking them about worries they may have had since their money has been quarantined, as well as how the intervention invasion is impacting or affecting on people's lives.
Today we're holding an event at Centrelink here in Alice Springs, collecting information and written complaints on videotape, audio tape. These are the stories that Jenny Macklin and other ministers want. Then in Canberra, they've asked us to get evidence-based information, and that's what we're gathering here today, and all right around the country people are doing the same.
I'm finding that when I'm standing in line at Coles that people are getting frustrated because they have to wait behind Aboriginal people and they want quicker service, so they're actually voicing their racist concerns in a loud way, that this isn't on, there should be a special line for blackfellas and things like that. But the fact that these stores and the people that are running these tills in the shops actually don't know what they're doing, so it does take a long time for them to figure it out and work it out. It's not an Aboriginal issue that they're waiting in line. Non-Indigenous people are angry because they're not getting fast service because Aboriginal people are holding up the lines. Well, then that's an issue as well.
I think it's wrong. Like there's lots of people who don't drink and who don't smoke, who don't do drugs, and they look after their children very well, like send their kids to school, and like that's wrong that they quarantine and money.
I got a lot of grandchildren and they go hungry and they ask me for money, I tell them no money.
Some of the feedback that we're getting from people from communities on that is that sometimes their cars are unroadworthy and they don't have a licensed driver, but they must attend appointments in town. And the travelling on the bush roads, the dirt roads and that is something that they're not happy about travelling into town. And a few of them are saying that they actually don't want to come to Alice Springs. They'd rather be doing their business out bush, but there's not enough Centrelink workers or money to put offices on every community. So they're really frustrated that they're having to travel in on the dirt road in cars that aren't safe, with drivers that don't have licences, so they then incur fines when they get into town.
We've had a lot of fights and plights over the last 40-odd years in terms of putting welfare reform, education, health on the table. And, all of our proposals over the last 40-odd years have basically fallen on deaf ears. Now, we don't really need deaf ears now. What we need is people to sit down and take these matters seriously, take the social aspect, the economic disadvantages in the remote communities and the Aboriginal town camps, and let's form some sort of strategy so we don't have to stand in front of Centrelink. We don't have to fight for our future existence as Aboriginal people, as Australians in our own country. And that's the way that we have to look at it. Not only Aboriginal people, but the people who, the powers that be, the Australian government, our state government, our territory government, and also our local administrations. The bureaucracies need to look at realistic and measurable approaches in terms of tackling any epidemics in the community, whether it be Aboriginal, non-Aboriginal, and that's the way we have to look at it.
This is Steve Gummarangi Hodder reporting for Karma Radio Online News.